Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube. Yeah, man, there's a controversy in the dunya. Controversy at Misfits James Bond. JJ wins via elbow. But anyway, we're gonna get into that, a bit later. We're gonna touch on the main cards, shows, or the fights that I had the most interest in on the card, and then maybe when the highlights come out, I'll do like a full reaction. But today, I'm just chatting to the people. Now, first of all, Deji and Tennessee, congrats, well done. They deserve credit, they deserve respect. They put on a good fight. The fight was competitive. You could see both people were trying to get their shots off. They were willing to take hits as well. This is just one from what I've seen from the highlights. I actually entered the arena as Deji was on the stage doing her post-fight interview. But from what I saw, it was good stuff. It was very good stuff. I was happy to see it. Deji and Tennessee threw more punches than Deji, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later as well. We're gonna start off here with AT and Salt Pappy. Now, Anthony Taylor apparently causes one of the biggest upsets. I don't think it's a mad upset like that. When I heard the fight was 3 rounds, I said, yeah, AT's gonna run at him. He didn't. In fact, he actually enticed Salt Pappy into a trance of not doing anything, and then surprise attacking, man. And it happens to you. It happens in the ring, and it can happen very easily. And Salt Pappy would have never have envisioned that. I think he would have envisioned constant heat, whereas AT was on the lateral movement, floating, being a nuisance, hit, hold. Do you know what I mean? Just being a real pest. And Salt Pappy, as I said, he's good. Of course, he's always been good at his own pace. And I did say that. I've never seen him forced to work or drawn outside of himself to work. Now, losing to Anthony Taylor, there's no shame in that at all. The guy's vastly experienced in multiple disciplines of combat, been in there with bigger guys, better guys. He's active as well. So there's no shame in losing to AT, but I think this just restores a balance on what people deem Salt Pappy's capabilities to be. Technically, yes, good, he's got the look for it, yes, but there was a lot of questions that hadn't been answered. It would have been in Salt Pappy's favor to have more rounds, but then again, he got that's something that Keem decided to do over P's and difficulty of opponent. It would have been in Salt Pappy's best interest to have longer rounds. When I heard 3 rounds, I automatically gave more. The odds went into AT's favor, but that's because Keem let business get involved over strategy and tactics of how his guy is actually gonna win. Beef me for that or don't, but that's the truth. Moving on. As I said, Deji and Tennessee threw more punches than Deji. Now, Deji, let me just say his name normal now. Deji. He put in a good performance. Not his best, but he put in a decent performance. I think we have to remember how far Deji has come in a short space of time. A lot of us can get carried away and say, yeah, one performance against Fuzi and then fighting Floyd, like we're expecting him to do the most. But I remember watching Deji when he wouldn't throw no bangs, right? I remember watching Deji when he could throw the bangs he was throwing at Swarms for 1 round, and that would be it. His tank is empty. He's looking for the corner to exit. Deji kept a pace. It's the most punches I've probably seen him throw in a fight, to be honest. Swarms started off sharp, burnt a lot of energy. Obviously, he's in the corner now, covering up, waiting for that one surprise bang, which I think is inevitable. If you see any fighter in the corner with their hands up and they're not dazed, then they're probably waiting to do a surprise one pop, and that's what Swarms ended up doing. And yeah, it's actually a move that pros use when they're tired or when they're trying to lure an opponent. It's actually a tactic what Swarms was doing, but obviously the technique and that isn't there to execute it properly. But Deji just needs to work on his form a little bit, and he has a lot more power than how he fights. Like how he fights makes him lose power. But obviously daily Lee, it's a work in progress, and that's why Swarms was a good fight for Deji, because it's a fight where he had the opportunity, he had the plate empty for him pretty much to learn and add under the lights what he's never done under the lights before. And we did see that yesterday, because it forced him to try and use different punches, and it was good. It was a good performance, but at times it's just a bit too inactive for me. You know what I mean? He's just looking at Swarms, and Swarms is looking at him. You can see that man's tired. You could see from halfway through round 2, Swarms was tired. Heat apply. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like Deji was getting a little rest himself, but it is still the highest work rate that I think we've seen from Deji under the lights, not including any sparring footage or anything like that. So he moves on. It's another win, and I'm glad he stays in the green. And of course, shout out to his team as always. Now let's get ready to rumble, eh? Main event. JJ definitely KO'd Fournier via an elbow. What I don't get is the parade. That's what I don't get, is the parade. Now, we've seen the replay with our good eye. Yeah? We've seen it. Everyone has seen it. You can't do a post-fight press conference, bro, with 2 men next to you trying to twang everyone saying, yeah, man, it was just a little bit of the elbow and da-da-da. No, bro. It was accidental. Yes, it was definitely accidental. JJ was getting hungry for the finish. He smelt blood. He swung a bang. The bang missed, but the elbow connected. That is just facts, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's in, you know, JJ's team's interest to not parade until the PBA have said something or not said anything, because I feel like it is on the PBA to say no contest, not DQ. Obviously, Fournier is going to push for DQ because he was on the way to getting rocked and that, and he could get a reverse win. It's an excellent move, but nah, that shouldn't happen. It should definitely be a no contest. Yeah, it was an illegal move in the sport of boxing that caused an end to the fight. I thought, okay, if he was knocked out before the elbow landed, but he wasn't. He got dazed. He backed away. He tried to initiate a clinch to give himself time to recover, and during that exchange, an elbow was landed. So I don't feel like it does just JJ any justice to parade the victory as a traditional knockout, because it wasn't. But he was on the way to doing it. But if it's an illegal blow, it's an illegal blow. I don't expect to see a rematch, because I feel like, again, that just longs out everything. I know he wants Tommy now. Fournier is done to him, and Tommy is now the focus. But yeah, it should be a no contest. It should. And anyone that disagrees with that is being horribly biased or trying to cover up something that's too bait to cover up. Like, I'm all for brand protection. I'm all for talent protection. But when it's bait like that, can see it, just admit it. Yo, hey, elbow actually landed, you know. I was gonna get him anyway, but elbow landed. If he wants to run it back, we can run it back. No contest, whatever. But the smoke and mirrors and that just makes people turn into detectives more and hunt you down more, and you don't want people hunting you down for what they can already see. So yeah, again, he's on that bouncy style, that in and out style, which is unorthodox. You know, Fournier looked like he was struggling to find the timing of JJ, and JJ saw the overhand. We all know he's got the overhand in his locker. He threw it, and yeah, from there the fight looked like it was only heading one way. He got caught with a few shots, but it's boxing. And then it looked like the fight was gonna just slowly head one way after the power connected, and we saw what it could do to Joe Fournier. But yeah, overall, good show. The atmosphere was nice in there. And I think I'm just excited to see another Misfits show with the follow-up, like Slim versus AT, Deji, getting back in there again. I know he keeps calling out Liam Payne. I don't know about all that. Swarms and Pineda. You know, there's a few. I can see how there's a few future fights that can be made. And Belzy was calling out Astrid as well. So yeah, I can see storylines forming. I can see things happening. And yeah, shout out to the people for putting on a show. They got to give the boy a better seats though. They got to give the boy a better seats, because I'm here sitting in the crowd, and obviously I got love for all the people then, but as I'm just trying to chill now, a man's getting attacked from everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So Misfits need to sort out the boy with some seats where I can choose to be troubled or not. Do you know what I'm saying? That's my final piece. But of course, love to everyone over there doing what they're doing. People, make sure you like, subscribe, notification bell on. This was an honest reaction. As always, man, it's the realest channel. I'll be back in the ring June 10th, so make sure you keep your eyes out for that. Running it back with an ease. About to see some more flesh and blood. But yeah, it's the end of the video. If you don't know what I do at the end of the video,